In today's video, we will cover the top 5 important lakes all over the world making headlines in last 1 year that we should know of. Lake Retba, also known as Lac Rose or the Pink Lake, located in Senegal, has been in the news in the past year due to the increasing threats it faces from pollution, its rising nitrate levels, and its natural pink color turning to green. Lake Retba is located northeast of Dakar, the capital city of Senegal. It is formed in a depression and is separated from the Atlantic Ocean by narrow sand dunes that span about 1 kilometer. The lake's water primarily comes from the ocean and seasonal groundwater in the surrounding dunes. The lake's iconic pink color is caused by the presence of the algae Dunaliella salina, and it has been fading and turning green due to heavy flooding in the past. The floods altered the lake's delicate ecosystem and diluted its high salt content, which is crucial for maintaining the pink color. Recent studies have revealed extremely high nitrate concentrations in the lake. The sudden increase in nitrate levels is associated with the rapid, uncontrolled urbanization of the area, which lacks proper sewage systems. The flooding and pollution have negatively impacted the livelihoods of around 3,000 people who depend on the lake. The South Lonak Lake, a glacial lake situated at an altitude of 5,200 meters above sea level in northwestern Sikkim, has been in the news in past year due to a devastating glacial lake outburst flood that occurred on the night of 3rd October 2023. The lake experienced a rupture caused by continuous rainfall and possibly an avalanche originating from the surrounding ice-capped glaciers. The lake became the largest and fastest-growing glacial lake in the state, with a glacial retreat of almost 2 kilometers in 46 years between 1962 and 2008. The outburst flood caused massive damage downstream, particularly to the Tista 3 Dam, the largest hydropower project in Sikkim. The dam, located downstream from the lake, was totally destroyed by the flood. The disaster claimed at least 40 lives, with many still missing, and caused extensive damage to infrastructure, including bridges, buildings, roads, and highways. Several studies had previously warned about the high risk of a glacial lake outburst flood at South Lonak Lake. The sudden increase in the lake's size has been attributed to the rapid melting of glaciers in the Sikkim Himalayas. Driven by rising global temperatures and climate change, the region is now home to more than 300 glacial lakes, with 10 identified as susceptible to outburst floods. Gatun Lake, the main reservoir for the Panama Canal, has been in the news recently due to historically low water levels caused by severe droughts and increasing water demands. The lake, created in 1913 by damming the Chagres River, is crucial for the operation of the canal, as it provides the water necessary to raise and lower ships through the locks. In 2023, the Panama Canal Authority was forced to restrict the number and size of ships passing through the canal due to the low water levels in Gatun Lake. This unprecedented move caused significant disruptions to global shipping, leading to delays, increased costs, and potential environmental impacts as ships were forced to take longer routes. The water shortage in Gatun Lake is attributed to a combination of factors, including the El Niño weather phenomenon, which brought hotter temperatures and reduced rainfall to the region. Additionally, the growing population in the Panama City metropolitan area and the increasing demands of the expanded canal have put further strain on the water resources. Lake Titicaca, the largest freshwater lake in South America, has been making headlines in past year due to drought that has significantly reduced the lake's water levels, impacting the entire local economy. Located on the border between Peru and Bolivia, at an altitude of 38 and 12 meters above sea level, Lake Titicaca is a vital water resource for the surrounding communities and is home to unique species like the endangered Titicaca water frog. However, the lake's water levels have been steadily declining over the past 2 decades, with the current dry spell being the driest period in nearly half a century. Industries such as fishing, agriculture, and livestock farming are suffering in the region, and many of the usual navigation routes used by the indigenous population are now dry. In addition to the impacts of climate change, Lake Titicaca is also grappling with increasing pollution. The combination of drought and pollution has had devastating consequences for the lake's ecosystem and the livelihoods of the local communities, with the fishing industry and farmers struggling to survive. Lake Urmia, a salt lake located in northwestern Iran, has been in the news in last year due to the severe environmental crisis it faces. The lake, once the largest in the Middle East and the sixth largest saltwater lake on Earth, has been rapidly shrinking and is on the brink of completely drying up. After rapidly growing in volume just a few years earlier, Lake Urmia nearly dried out in autumn of 2023. Now Lake Urmia has for the most part transformed into a vast dry salt flat. The longer-term trend for Urmia has been one toward drying. In 1995, Lake Urmia reached a high water mark. Then, in the next 2 decades, the lake level dropped more than 7 meters, and it lost approximately 90% of its area. Consecutive droughts, agricultural water use, and dam construction on rivers feeding the lake have contributed to its decline. A shrinking Lake Urmia has implications for ecological and human health. The lake, its islands, and surrounding wetlands comprise valuable habitat and are recognized as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, Ramsar Site, and National Park. The area provides breeding grounds for water birds such as flamingos, white pelicans, and white-headed ducks, as well as a stopover for migratory species. However, with low lake levels, what water remains becomes more saline and kills the populations of brine shrimp and other food sources for larger animals. Also, as the lake dries up, it leaves behind a salt-covered lakebed that contributes to salt storms. These storms blow the salt dust to the surrounding areas, causing soil degradation and posing health risks to the local population, such as eye and lung irritation and even hypertension.